When you're planning your law firm retreat, whether it's a partner retreat or an all office meeting, one of the things you want to make sure is that the speaker you bring in is going to be able to relate to the lawyers. They're going to give them information that will help them grow their careers and that it's going to be entertaining. Because there's nothing worse than sitting through the keynote at your partner retreat when all you hear is some economist going wah, 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 sharing things that you could have read in the Wall Street Journal. Now, I have made part of my career speaking to law firms for the last 20 years. My background is I was the marketing director for two AMLAW 100 firms for their Austin and their Dallas offices. And in doing that, I was able to work with hundreds of lawyers, helping them think through what they're trying to do when it comes to business development and building a sustainable career. After I left working in law firms, I continued to speak at law firm retreats. And I'll let you in on a secret. I love speaking to law firms. And a lot of speakers don't like to do it. Lots of times they don't relate to the lawyers. I understand what a corporate law firm is trying to do when they're trying to organize a retreat that's going to inspire people to take action, plus set the tone for the whole meeting. When I speak at the retreat, if I'm the opening speaker, other speakers, your senior partners included, will call back to what we talk about. Because in today's world where everything's going digital, where AI is going to change everything in your practice, one of the most important things and the way that you can stand out for a long-term sustainable career, one of the main things is making sure that you're having really good human interaction. I call it HI. HI in an AI-driven world is going to be the secret weapon, not just for one lawyer, but for your whole firm. If you don't have a culture of business development, if you don't have a culture that looks to how are we building a reputation and a brand in our city and in the verticals that we serve, then you might get beaten by your competitors. I've never met a lawyer who says, oh, my competitors are better than me. They should just get all the business. And yet, I meet lawyers all the time who sit there and go, oh, they're irrelevant. That one lawyer, he's not a good lawyer. He might have a $5 million book of business, but I'm better than he is. Well, I'll tell you what, I want to see every lawyer be able to build their book of business to whatever is the right number for them and their firm. And the way you do that is you start thinking through the relationships that you build. And you have to start early. A lot of firms are like, no, don't talk to anybody when you're a first year, a second year, a third year, a fourth year. Just go to the back room and do your work. However, the smart firms are the ones where the partners are setting the example for all the associates, no matter how long they've been there. And they're bringing them along to meetings. They're encouraging them to actually go out to networking events in their community. When I worked for the firms that I worked for, one of the things we did in the corporate group is we made sure that every single week, every lawyer tried to get to at least one event somewhere in the city where people from the business and technology community were going to be. Now, lawyers get busy. You can't do it every single time, but everybody should be able to do some sort of a networking event or set up coffee or a happy hour with some potential clients at least once every week. If you think you're too busy to take an hour out of your day once a week to do something to promote your business and the firm, you're lying to yourself, or you don't need to be watching this video and your firm doesn't need anybody to worry about business development because you got it covered. But most firms, senior partners tell me, I wish I could get the younger lawyers engaged in the community. I wish they could get them thinking about how are they going to build a book of business so that they can become partner and help support this firm. That's what happens when I speak to your firm. Look, it's not that expensive. It doesn't take a lot of time. And in the end, if you get a culture where everybody believes in this, your firm is going to have a much bigger reputation. Because here's the secret. It's not about closing deals or getting clients. It's about getting on the short list when somebody is looking for a lawyer for the expertise that you bring in the practice area that you practice. Now, what do you mean by getting on a short list, Tom? I mean, let's imagine company X is looking for a lawyer and you're the perfect fit. How many are they going to talk to? In most cases, they're going to talk to 2, 3, or 4. So let's say 3. They're going to have 3 lawyers come in and present why they and their firm would be the perfect firm to work with them. If you're not one of those 3, what are your chances of getting that business? 0. Do you want opportunities being out there where you have 0 chance of getting the business? No. You want to make sure that you're showing up on those short lists of lawyers that they're considering. Are you going to win them all? No. But if you just won 1 in 3 and you needed to get maybe 3 more good clients, you know you need to make 9 pitches. So the trick is thinking about how do we show up on those short lists? And there's a lot of ways that you can do that. One of them is having a reputation in town so that they've heard of you. Another one is having a reputation where people will refer you. Because when lawyers are looking, or when companies are looking for new lawyers, they're usually going to ask their accountant, they're going to ask their investors, they're going to ask their banker, they're going to ask other companies in town. And if your name and your firm's name aren't on the lips of those people who are referring, these opportunities are happening and you don't even know about them. Three other firms are going in and pitching the business, and you're sitting there looking at your billables for the month saying, huh, not where I want them to be. So let's think about this. If you're planning a partner retreat, do you want to inspire all your partners not only to embrace business development, but to lead the associates that they manage so that the future of your firm is covered? I would hope the answer is yes. Now, in that case, let's have a conversation. I just want to be on that short list of speakers that you're considering. Because if you talk to me and we talk about what your goals are, I'm either going to be the right fit or I'm not. And I'm not going to try and pitch you if I'm not the right fit. However, I have found that lawyers, law firms that bring me in to speak will often bring me back again, and they refer me to other law firms. In 2025, half of my speaking business is speaking at law firm retreats and doing individual coaching with lawyers who want to build a personal business development plan. I love this part of my business. I love speaking to law firms, and I want to be the speaker that makes your retreat memorable. I want to make sure that a year from now, you say, remember that speaker we had? They might not remember my name, but they'll remember what we talked about, and they will have put it into action so that everybody will be seeing more business coming in, and your firm will survive longer and more successfully into the future. So let's think about it. If you found this video, you're probably looking for a speaker for your law firm retreat. If you've watched it to this point, you're at least a little bit interested. So reach out to me. Let's have a conversation. Or if you're a lawyer who's looking for a personal business development plan and you're looking to hire a coach, I'll promise you this. It's not going to be as expensive as some of the other coaches you're going to talk to, and it's not going to be as time intensive. Yet the results you're going to get are going to be real because I'm going to give you real homework and you're going to really work on developing a plan. I believe this is the secret weapon for every partner in every law firm or every senior associate who wants to be a partner is making sure that you have an actionable business development plan. We can do this as a group. We can do it one-on-one, but just give me a call. Let's have a talk because it's your future and I want to see you be successful. Thanks for watching this video. Go ahead and leave a comment if you think I'm full of it or if you really like what I have to say. And if your firm's looking for a speaker, put me on that short list.